It's time for a That Guy thread, because boy do I have stories about a specific fucker. For this thread, we'll call him X. I met X and his friend at a game shop in town, and back then they seemed pretty cool. We all had good laughs and started playing through Curse of Strahd since I'd just bought the book the year it came out. Boy, would we regret it. X, as we continued to play with him over the years, was as insufferable min-max power gamer to a point where you couldn't balance a game with him playing. It's either overloaded encounters for him and overwhelm the other players, or make combat fun for others. If you made it fun, he'd barely pay attention and would just play his Switch.
See, what is it about the Nintendo Switch?
What is it, Switch? I know.
You know what it is? You know what I think originally did it for me was, you remember that Reddit post? My wife's boyfriend got me a Switch.
Oh, yeah.
For his vasectomy. Yeah. That is what I think started this.
Yeah. Oh god, his Switch. He played every game day during the fucking game. If he wasn't just going full murder hobo in a game, it's Switch time. If it's time for roleplay, he has his character go to bed and start playing Smash Bros or something. The only character he'd play were near emotionless lizards, dogmen, or anything similar, so he could just make a drunken Unga Bunga character. And the worst part was he wasn't even good at making the damage dealers. He put points in everything he could every game, but was useless at everything. Then there was the blatant fucking cheating. He'd have a wall of empty soda cans to try and hide his rolls in any game.
Wait, what do you mean? What? So did he just surround himself? Would he just have tins and just align them?
And when we told him to roll in the open, he'd pitch an autistic shit fit like a man-child. Then there's the fact his character always had more experience than the rest of the party, or have stats they shouldn't even be able to have at all. I'll give the worst example of this in part 2, since this is getting pretty long. Part 2. That guy's Star Wars character. We as a group were big fans of the Fantasy Flight Star Wars game, and this is where the cracks begin to form. Let me give the setup for the game. We were playing 2 years after Order 66, with the Galactic Empire gaining more and more power. As a party, we at this point in time were mostly just people on the run, be it by the Empire or by crime syndicates. X decided he wants to play as Searok, those dinosaur people that are basically sentient raptors and T-Rex people the size of a human. He does what he always does, picks the Marauder career and just puts points in guns and melee, which would be fine if he didn't give himself 1000 plus bonus experience.
Can you not just turn around and be like, look, let me...
Mate, stop it.
Give me your sheet now. Hand it over. Come out with your hands up. We have you surrounded.
While he's hiding behind the coat tent.
While he said, I hate the Antichrist, I hate the Antichrist, I hate the Antichrist. Yeah, something like that.
If you didn't know, FFG Star Wars runs off a talent tree based system where experience points earned are saved and plunged into talent trees or skill based on the careers you have. This fucker, to make sure he's better than all of us, puts points he doesn't even have into the character. For worse context, we only have around 350 by the time the campaign abruptly ended. This was how he had such high armour values that he was tanking lightsabers.
As I say again,
what?
Hand over the character sheet, we have you surrounded.
Now, me and my friend only figured this out way after most of the campaign was done.
How do you not know?
How did you not know that he was just fucking...
Sometimes people are just pulling shit out here, and it's like, you roll the dice, and it says a 5, but actually I got a 19. Yeah. It's like, what level are we? Let me start asking questions. Take a seat. Only guy 19, you sit over here and you explain to us.
Take a seat. I have the sheet right here.
Yeah, let me start reading off your crimes.
See, X and his friends had the Star Wars books, so we didn't have access to them at all times. That was until our other friend, we'll call E, came along. He ended up buying every book and made a legal character that was better damage dealer than X was, completely overshadowing him in every way. Then one night, while we all were checking the books after a session had finished, realised that while we at the time maybe had 315 XP, he had to have over 1400 XP for all the classes, skills and talents he had. Needless to say, it made us all fucking angry to find out just how deep his cheating had gone since the near beginning of when we started playing with him.
Look, stop being a cheating bastard, man.
Yeah,
alright? Look, I don't care. Tell you what, if I can't trust you with a character sheet, hand it over, right?
Yep.
Hand it fucking over. And, just make it fucking... I don't... If you want... Why does it not just say then, I would like to play either a game where we're higher level, because I want to have access to more stuff, because I feel like it makes my character more interesting.
Yeah.
Which, there are people like that. I personally like to play low-level games.
Yeah.
I like level 1 to 3.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you have to think outside the box, because you don't have access to a lot of stuff.
Yeah, to be able to do a lot of shit.
Because once you hit, level 8 or 9, you've got magic.
And you can do a lot of shit.
You know what I mean? Once you got,
once you got a couple of spells in your belt, it's like,
well, we can probably work around this very easily.
Yeah.
Once you got fly, invisibility, there's a lot of, tasks you can just, skip over. But if, that's what you're into, that's fine. Or why does he not just turn around and be like, I want to, play a game that's, really easy. I want to make my character...
Oh, wait, hold on.
What?
There's part 3.
Oh, there's part 3?
Yeah.
Okay, well, here, let's keep going.
So part 3. Only heard of them in legends. I've neglected to mention just how stereotypical of a neckbeard he was. I had only seen jokes and read about these people on TG before, but to see one in the flesh was like finding fucking Bigfoot. He wore trench coats, had nasty hair, drank constantly, and I mean drank. He'd go through most of the host's alcohol himself.
Okay, don't call me.
He drank so much one day he threw up all over the damn table onto the rulebooks, character sheets, minis, dice, everything.
Oh.
He'd later say his reasoning for this was that he was trying to rest his limits. What when it came to see how much he can drink, claiming his overly Christian parents won't let him drink at home. His hygiene was a whole other level. I've never seen a man fart so much in a day to a point where the chair he'd sit on in game would be ignored for a week. That's why I don't sit in James's computer chair.
What? I'm not that bad, mate. For the love of God. You make me out as if I'm horrible.
I'm only joking. Now, I'll admit, I'm not the most in-shape guy, but damn, I've been losing the weight I've gained over the years. This man, however, just got fatter the more we knew him, probably from all the alcohol and sodas. I drank my share of soda too. We all did, being a group of 8 people. But he outdrank half the group combined. And oh, the arrogance on his ass. He was so pompous and arrogant to the point where he was right. You were wrong. And that was that. And then there was his flagrant rules luring. The irony of that given how much he cheated at every game. Even fucking card games like Magic. Fuck me.
That's... I'm a firm believer in the ultimate character trait of a neckbeard is arrogance of the highest level.
Yeah.
And that, you know what it is? It's a lifetime of being a bit of a dweeb, and everyone thinks you're a bit of a joke, and then, I don't know, they get a bit older, and then they get snarky.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they've got a bit of an attitude of, it's not quite emo-ish, it's not I hate the world, it's more I'm so superior to everyone.
I'm too good for the world type of thing.
The ultimate example of it's people that say, I didn't agree with school because I was too smart for it, whenever they're actually a fucking retard.
Yeah.
And everyone knows that one guy that tries to get on as if they're hyper intelligent, and everyone knows he's actually a fucking brain dead mong. Mm-hmm. I know I sound very harsh, but
it's true.
It's true though, and I think we've all met that one guy that never grew out of being 16. That's just a fucking oh my god, please fucking stop.
Mm-hmm. Part 4. That guy runs a one-shot. So X wanted to run a one-shot. Fine, we said. Go ahead. Figured it would be a good time to make a monk since it's one of the classes in 5e that I don't play very often due to usually being perma-DM. X essentially tried to do a diet shadow over Innsmouth, complete with all the bells and whistles of that story, which made me know every story detail he was going to use in the one-shot. And when you know it, the one-shot went exactly as I predicted. He wanted to do it as an investigation game where we had to find where townsfolk in Port Town went missing. Shocker, it was all connected to an aboleth. combat encounters were all unbalanced to a point where we couldn't survive them. Like how he had us fighting over 60 zombies and giant undead frog monsters that weren't even supposed to be able to stop in the first place. We literally had a GMPC save us because of it. We never even finished the one-shot because of the broken combat encounters, and he was going to do a part 2, but it thankfully never happened.
I mean, that's not too bad, like, you know, like, compared to the other
But why
stuff...
make a one-shot that's broken that your players can't fucking play it?
Well, I suppose, yeah, that's true. Well, maybe he just expects everyone else to cheat. Maybe.
Probably. Well, I do it, so...
why don't you guys don't do it either, what?
Part 5. That guy doesn't listen to or read any of my setting material. I've been working on a campaign setting for the players for over a year now, with them helping. I give them the option to add a faction, a race, a nation to this world in question. X wants to play a dragonborn or half-dragons, and refuses to play anything else. Here's why that wasn't going to work, and I told him this 3 times. In the setting there were 2 continents, and both completely unaware of the other. Both were going through massive wars between major factions. The second continent was where the dragons originated from, and had never made it to the other continent. He forgets this every time, for over a span of 5 months. Eventually, just give up and let him make dragon race faction. The fucker literally made a nation of weeaboo ninja samurai dragon people, whose aesthetic clashed with the entire setting. The world was heavily steeped in things like the Middle East and Eastern Europe when it came to the various factions and races, each of them being heavily tied together thanks to other players making their factions together. The dragon people? Not so much. In the end, it didn't matter, since I only got 1 session in on the game anyway, before I had to stop playing for a while, and we never continued.
Well, that sounds like a good thing. I think this...
You know what, it sounds like a you problem, to be honest, for having X be in your group.
Yeah, I just wouldn't, like, you know...
It's your game setting, like, you decide who you want to fucking play it.
And honestly, if he's incapable of coming up with something, it's like, right, okay, you're just not going to play just make a character. Just make a character sheet, have that, and see what happens. I think this guy started off strong, and it had a lot of potential, but it kind of got weaker. And more like just tell him to fucking wise up.
I know, just tell him to fuck off. Sounds like a you problem, my guy. I'm not even joking.
Yeah, shame.
Psst. Hey, lean in closer. This is fucking ASMR channel now. You know it's pretty fucking based. Titties. Go see titties. Lots of titties.
All the titties.
Go over to the website, check out all the models. You guys know the score. We have some really nice looking models over there. And we have a lot of
sci-fi gothic?
Yeah.
Let's call them sci-fi gothic.
And if models isn't your shit, we have loads of subclasses and we keep adding them every other week or so. We add a lot.
We got a lot.
We've got big brains. We add shit. But yes, go over to the website, check out everything. If you haven't subscribed, what the fuck you doing? Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell as well, and let's get back to the video. Every week we're going to be doing a giveaway of the new pinup model of the month, or if models isn't your thing, all of our homebrew content. If you want to be in with a chance to win the giveaway, all you need to do is subscribe. That's it. Hit the subscribe button. That's it.
Do it now.
But last week's winner was this guy. Well done! Yay! Round of applause. Yeah. Everybody stands up and claps. But enough of that. Let's get back to the video. When I first encountered that guy, it was whilst I was still new to role-playing games. I still am. A few years ago, I was in this crave for D&D. Like it was warm bread. What? I just found out...
Warm bread though, guys, am I right? Don't get me wrong, I love bread. I'm a big bread lover.
I go through so many fucking loaves of bread in this house.
Yeah.
I just found out about it.
That's why I'll never be a communist. I love my bread too much, I'm not going without that shit.
I just found out about it when the DM in my first session dismissively told me my hands started glowing as I healed them. I was astonished and needed more. I was chatting with this girl. She was, and still is, fat. We both were into it, and through some searching found a DM, and that guy, in our social circle, who would lead a campaign for just the two of us. She wanted to play an elven princess, and I just wanted to slap goblins and be a knight.
I mean, like, you know, that's kind of what I want to do.
Every new player, I just want to go in and fuck up some goblins.
You know what? It's actually quite refreshing to hear someone that actually is just like really wants to play.
Yeah. The DM led the game pretty well and mostly focused on her character and social encounters, which I was totally fine for, and didn't really care since I sold goblin ears to merchants.
I mean, that sounds like that's the game what they wanted.
Yeah. He started subtly telling the girl that if her character had bigger boobs, was more feminine, and so on, would make the NPCs more interested in her, and so she slowly changed her character's appearance to that. At first I couldn't care less, since it was all flavour, but when he introduced his DMPC, things went downhill. It was a cleric who did everything in his power to change her into something he liked more. I'm a pretty religious man myself, and played such a character, but he was a faggot. That guy went to do something and didn't come back for like half a year, when she was overseas and I didn't want to speak with him anymore. Not the worst experience. Could be worse. Always can. But this was the first I had.
That was a really weird story. Yeah. There was a lot of... I feel like there was a lot of time jumps there. Yeah. And I feel like I'm missing a lot out of that. But, yeah, we all know what was going on there. I mean, like the boy just couldn't help himself. I mean, you know what the thing is? You know what it sounds like to me? It sounds like, okay, it's a small group. It's only 3 people. And I imagine the fella, the DM, the idea of, like, you need to remember... The idea for this fella, I'm going to assume not many girls want to hang out with him and play something that he is obviously very interested in, because he's a DM, you have to be interested if you're going to be a DM.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume that...
Not a lot of female...
Well, there is... I would argue there is quite a few girls that play.
To him.
Yeah.
Not a lot of female attraction or interaction.
Yeah, interaction. So, you know...
He has a female player and a female character. Booba.
Booba. You know, I feel like the Kim just got... He was sucking on the pussy ether, and... the
Kim just got too much.
The Kim just got too much.
We can all say that it has happened.
Yeah, I think everyone's been in that situation. Like the Kim's got the Kim's attacked to the brain. It's went to the what do you call it, the base of the spine, and it's not even going to the brain.
Yeah.
It's like
it's just blocked the cerebellum, and you go limp.
Yeah.
I mostly play with people I know, but I've encountered 2 that guys on conventions and in societies.
I've heard a lot of horror stories from conventions, like IRL.
Yeah.
Like, I was talking to a guy in a game store not that long ago. He was an older fella. He must have been late 40s, I would say.
Yeah.
He was telling me some mad ones about, like, just the crazy people of the day.
I would believe it. So the first guy, board game society at uni. Met that guy. Overweight, greasy, curly hair. Always eating something messy.
Remember, you were that kid in school that had the smelly sandwiches?
I had smelly sandwiches because I ate things that I didn't just eat chicken.
Yeah.
I ate smelly sandwiches.
Yeah, you were the kid with the smelly sandwiches.
Egg and onions. Yeah. In this investigation one-shot, he's always barging in on PC dialogues, even when his character's not even close by, until I tell him off. At one point, overhear a society cutie tell him that he should really shower more.
I mean, look, she's doing him a favour, if I'll be honest with you.
Next time he shows up, he looks even more unwashed than usual.
Well, screw you, Mom. I feel like I'm going to do what Jordan Peterson's like, wash your penis, guys. Bucko! Gonna be Peter Pan.
Second, small board game and role-playing game convention. Offer a one-shot. That guy shows up. Very overweight. Bald. Wears really large and unfitting clothes. First 30 minutes his behaviour is normal. Suddenly takes out an unopened 2-litre bottle of Coca-Cola and I swear to God finishes it in about 5 minutes. 10 minutes later, group is currently planning to follow a trail that leads away from their crashed car. His character announces that he will stay at the car. Obligatory, are you sure? Apparently he is. The rest of the group continues and is having fun. Feel guilty and improv something for his character to happen. He just interrupts my explanation and says something along the lines of, "It's alright, leave my character be." Confused, but agree and continue with the adventure. He fucking falls asleep almost immediately and stays asleep for the remaining 2 hours of the one-shot, much to the confusion of me and everyone else who enters the room the whole time.
That's a like.
Well,
you bet an RLL Snorlax. Like an ironic Snorlax. What the actual fuck? Oh my god.
While the first guy was worse, the second still baffles me years later. How do you finish so much cola so quickly and then fall asleep immediately after? I also kind of questioned my GM capabilities, but everyone had a lot of fun, and it wasn't at a boring moment at all that he decided to tap out. The other players were just as confused as I was.
I mean, I think that would hit me. It's like, am I doing that poorly?
That he's fallen asleep?
Yeah, I would actually start questioning.
I start questioning myself too.
I would be really concerned. It's like, am I holding together? Is this fun? Are you guys okay? I don't know. This guy sounds mythical though, in a weird sense.
Where do I fucking start? He can't work for medical reasons, so he spent a load of his time getting to grips with 3.5 Pathfinder. Every character he makes is heavily min-max, to the point that the GM either has to shaft the rest of us or let him breeze through fights. Won't play any game he hasn't studied and knows how to break. Is a complete loony and does stuff for the lulz. Basically Reddit, the player. As a GM, is no better. What?
My wife's boyfriend.
World is filled with high-level min-max NPCs with high-leveled mooks. One of his campaigns is 7th level. Players still feel like scrubs. No real point for adventures to happen. Every quest giver is inevitably capable of soloing the party if they wish, and have mooks that just swat the party aside. Encounters are built around min-maxing and inevitably hurt the players. Throws a huge shit fit when anything historical is mentioned, even if it's for the other people's games.
What?
Tries to talk the group against games or themes he doesn't like. Throws away serious moments with lulzy inserts, such as a wedding that was a big thing for 2 of the players. He had the priest turn up drunk and piss himself on the altar after a half-hearted ceremony. 5 weeks of build-up gone. Ainley raped my character with a donkey and now wonders why I don't want to speak with him.
Okay, one of them is not like the others. One of them is not like the others. They're very different. Oh my god. I mean, it starts off kind of like, okay, I feel like you could work around that. And it slowly just goes off the deep end. Quite literally. Yeah, next post, guys. Let's keep going.
One day I get a group message. Hey guys, miss you friends, wanna play again, Happy New Year, etc, etc. That guy goes on a rant about BLM, and the black guy immediately leaves. This was when I should have known.
Scratch record.
Yeah. Let's call that guy R, and the other friend A. I decide to invite R and A to my Sunday game after chatting with the group. A comes in and makes a drow cleric and gets on well. R, however, makes a Lizman AC Max Munchkin, named after an anime. Tells others to look up porn of it on their phones because Liz penis.
I don't know if that's a power gamer move or not. I like to imagine, like, see people that do that. I like to imagine they're just like they enjoy making people uncomfortable. It's like,
yeah,
I want to watch you sweat.
Yeah,
you like that, do you?
This is also when I should have known. Fun fact: last game I had him in, he made the same character. So I made this bed. R wants to control the group by actions, and everyone else's ideas are retarded. Also during game, he drinks 4 tall cans of Mike Hard and 2 Jimmy John sandwiches.
What the fuck's a Mike Hard and a Jimmy John
The
sandwich?
Americans will let us know.
Right, okay.
Is wrecked by the end of every session. Skips the session to trip on acid with his girlfriend, who is a that girl as well. Best session in a while. Dread his return. Show up late after tripping and brings his girlfriend. She is loud, so loud, and always talking, never about the game, constantly asking R off-topic questions. R is complaining of swollen hand and foot. Tried to tell him he is gout for mass-consuming sugar drinks, alcohol, and 25-cent wing nights. He insists.
Who the fuck gets gout? I thought you could only get gout if you were in like your 80s.
Yeah, he insists it's from picking up a pizza box wrong and driving too much. She leaves mid-game and calls R. Oh my gosh, I drove into a ditch. No, I'm okay though. They were both drinking Mike Hard's tall cans. She is still drinking Mike's Hard tall cans. Complains I'm too lenient with my buddy's girlfriend's wizards for not making her do spells proper. Tells her to do spells craft checks and detect magic when I give out these items, despite me just saying what they are. I try to explain that they're new players and it's easier this way. Have to double and triple explain things to him. After everyone else has left, he is smiling, holding up his not halfway empty tall can. Proceeds to take an hour to drink it, telling us about his life and relationship problems. It's finally over. To be continued.
This is a fucking... I don't think this guy's English.
No.
I don't think he's American either. But the work, like...
Well, there's more.
Okay, right.
So after all this, I'm talking with my girlfriend. And she's like, please don't let that happen again. When all of a sudden I get a phone call. It's R. He has crashed his car and is having his girlfriend come so he doesn't get a DUI. Facepalm audible smack. The day after I message him and explain that he cannot continue with my group if he continues to drink, show up tripping, bring his girlfriend, etc, etc. Oh my god, I can't believe you would betray me. You know how I am. Try to explain. No, you fake Gandhi piece of shit. You're lying. I wasn't even drunk. Ha! Caught you in a lie, bitch. Starts texting the others, trying to force sides. No one cares. He explodes on group chat, calling us all out, calling us all pussies, saying how hurt he was because his girlfriend was having a good time and now we've ruined it for her. What the fuck? He proceeds to kick himself out and we continue playing. I also forgot to say I had to have a talk with him before he came to tell him not to spout on about Trump and BLM and politics, which is the first he does. He asks everyone political views so he can tell them if they are wrong or not.
You know what? I kind of think this guy's beats. It's kind of like, that meme. My political views depend on who I'm trolling that day, and that's kind of what I feel like for this guy.
What the fuck?
I kind of think I can't help but feel like he's pulling some power gamer moves.
Yeah.
Bar the whole, don't drink and drive, guys, honestly. That's like pure scummy behaviour. But, like, I give him credit. The guy's got spirit in a weird shape or form.
Yeah.
A really weird shape or form that I don't quite understand. This was a really weird video, guys.
Yeah, I don't know what this video turned into, but hope you liked it.
This all of it kind of... I don't feel like anything actually made any sense. Yeah. There was a lot of jumping. There was a lot of rambling. There was a lot of... what gets me is, I would like to think that people that really enjoy role-playing games are also generally half-decent storytellers at the same time. I don't think we got that today.
No, I don't think so either.
I don't even think I did a good job or you did a good job at even conveying what's going on here.
Yeah.
At all. I'm kind of lost for words.
Yeah, well, let us know what you think down below. And while you're down there, check out the links to the website, to the models and subclasses. Hit subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notified every time we post a video. See you in the next one, I guess.
Yeah.
Bye!
See you guys later. Fuck.